Hello, friend. Thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. I just want to give you a quick heads up that the training that you're about to see was originally recorded via Facebook Live over on our Facebook page. If you like what you see and would like to learn more, make sure you join us over on Facebook for weekly tips and tricks to help you grow your direct sales business and work smarter, not harder. So let's dig into our training today, guys. So if you're new around here and you're new to virtual party, kind of that virtual party world, I don't put much stock in like fear mongering or things people say about Facebook parties, posts in consultant groups. Oh my gosh, this is the reason you're, in Facebook jail, or this, you have to do this to avoid that. Like, I always want to know the why. Always want to know what's actually happening. What did this person actually do to get into Facebook jail, right? What are those things that are happening? And there's a lot of misinformation out there because I think people just want an answer, right? We want an answer and we assume that this is how the platform works, that this is how technology works. I've heard lots of things. Actually, I have a new one to add, you guys. I have a new one. Hold on. I'm going to add a new myth that I just thought of that nobody talks about. Okay. So, but here's the truth, guys. This is hurting your business. When we fall into that fear trap, oh, if you do this one thing, if you post that one image, you're going to go to Facebook jail. Or if you do this one thing, it's going to hurt your business. So I want to talk about the top myths that direct sellers believe and why they run rampant, and specifically about virtual parties. And I might get a little sassy on this one because I'm really passionate about speaking truth and really getting to the truth and the root of an issue instead of just running off kind of half-cocked and just like, wah! I always say if you're in our squad, I always say this. I'm like, bring the data, not the drama. Like, give me the proof. Let's look at the numbers. Then we can actually make some educated decisions on our business. Okay. All right. So the first myth that we want to talk about. This is one that comes up all the time. Okay. Doing too many parties will put me in Facebook jail. Okay. Doing too many parties will put me in Facebook jail. Anybody ever heard that one? That is one I hear all the time. Okay. And at the crux of this, we're using fear of potentially ending up in Facebook jail as a reason not to ramp up our schedule. We're using it as a way to avoid kind of pushing us outside of our comfort zone. We're also using it as a way to kind of discredit if something doesn't work. Well, I knew that was going to happen, when I ramped up my schedule. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I would end up in Facebook jail, right? So why this one happens? Well, most of the time, here's what typically happens. I ran a heck of a ton of parties each week. When I was still in the field. I know lots of people that still run a lot of parties successfully and don't end up in Facebook jail. So people who are doing lots of parties do end up in Facebook jail sometimes. Okay. It really does. They do, but it's not because they're doing too many parties. Okay. The reason that people end up in Facebook jail is because you're behaving like a bot. Okay. If all you're doing is creating groups, scheduling the same content, commenting with the same things, and you don't use the platform in any other way, you're not posting, on your business page, you're not posting on your personal profile, you're not engaging with people in your VIP group. If you're not doing anything like that, if you're not using the platform to be a community builder, to engage with other people outside of just doing that repetitive task all the time, then Facebook, rightly so, is going to think you're a bot and say, whoa, pump the brakes. Like, I need to shut you down because it's dangerous. We don't know what you're doing. That it's essentially a safeguard. It's a firewall that says, hey, hold, pump the brakes because we don't want you to break stuff, right? So at the crux of it, it is not that doing too many parties puts you in Facebook jail. When you're doing a lot of parties, friends, you need to be also using the platform correctly. You need to be setting parties. You need to have a business page, first of all. That is part of Facebook terms and conditions. You also need to be engaging with people and posting on your personal profile. I know that sort of gets like left out when we start running lots of parties. I know I ran into that where I'm like, I don't have time, right? So just think about how can you engage with your content? How can you engage with other people's content? Spend a little time commenting, posting, all those fun things. I would also say don't try to copy paste a bunch of people's stuff. Sometimes that will, like if a bunch of people are using the exact same images and the exact same captions, that can trigger some stuff too, because that looks like a bot. Okay. The number two myth that people believe is More people at my party will mean more sales. And you're like, wait a second. Like, what? If I have more people at my party, that means I will sell more. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, right? Because here's the deal, guys. So this comes from the belief that more is better and that everyone is your ideal client. Okay. And y'all, if you've been the squad for any sort of time, you know how I feel about this one. Okay. If you're talking to everyone, you're actually talking to no one, because you can't sell to everyone. If part of my training here, all right, let's think about this for a second. My ideal client, the people that I serve, is party plan direct sellers. Okay. What if I start talking about meal prep and camping and I don't know, other stuff, college planning. I just got done with that with my daughter. That would be chaos, right? It's like, well, everybody needs to know all of this. No, no. Then I'm literally, if I talk about too many different things, I'm talking to no one. I should just talk to my party plan people. That's who I should talk to, right? So when you're thinking about your content, your party content, more people at your party doesn't necessarily mean more sales, because it could be the wrong people. I would probably get more people. I would probably get more followers on my business page. I would get more visitors to our blog, but they're not my people. I don't want people who, I mean, if you like camping, I'm cool with that because I like camping too, but that's not what I'm talking about, right? That's not our connection. Okay. That's not what we want to talk about. If you have a kid in college, that's awesome. We can talk about that, but that's not what I talk about in my business. Does that make sense? So yeah, I could put out different things and I could get more likes and more follows and more people, but that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. So again, it comes from this belief that more is better and everyone is your ideal client. But it doesn't. Here's the problem with that strategy, with more people at my party fixes my sales issue. It doesn't get rid of bad party content. Okay. If your party content is bad, it doesn't matter how many people you put in there, you're not going to sell stuff. Sorry. It's like a little truth bomb today. It also doesn't eliminate bad party guests. Okay. If you've got people in there that shouldn't be there, that's a bad party guest. If they don't have money to buy your product, if they're not interested in your product, if I have people who love camping but are not direct sellers in my membership group, that's dumb. Why would I want that, right? We don't want people in our parties that aren't actually interested in our products, right? They're not going to buy. It also doesn't fix the problem of no relationship building. This is a big one that I see, you guys, is that just because you have more people in your party doesn't mean that you're actually going to sell stuff if you aren't building relationships with them. If you're not solving people's problems, if you're not giving them value, if you're not doing the things that you need to do, it's just going to make it fail faster. It's just going to make it fail faster. Okay. Number 3, all I need to do, this is my favorite. This is my favorite one. All I need to do is schedule my posts. That's all I need. I'm going to set up my party and I'm going to schedule my posts. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. Friends. Okay. Where this one comes from is bad recruiting language. Okay. Bad recruiting language. Because in an effort to get people to join our team, or in an effort to convince them that they need to try the business, we're like, it's so easy. All you have to do is set up the party and schedule the post. It also comes from bad host coaching language or bad booking language, where we're like, all you have to do is invite people, and I'm going to schedule a post and it's going to be super easy. No. Okay. That is not all you have to do to run your business, friend, and to run a successful virtual party. There are so many other things that go into it. Think about a home party, for example. If you guys were pre-COVID, or even now, if you're going back into home parties, right? Then you don't show up with products and not talk to people, right? I hope you don't. I hope you don't stand in the corner and not talk to people. You also don't just grab random products and be like, they will like this one and that one and this one. No, you're intentional about which products you bring to the party and communicating with people at the party. How weird would it be if you're standing in someone's home, because I used to do home parties, and you don't talk to people? That would be super, super awkward, right? So all you need to do is do all the things for your parties, not just schedule your posts. Yes, scheduling them is super, super important. Okay, it's a great way to streamline. It's a great way to make sure if something comes up in your world, your party guests and your hosts are still taken care of, but you still need to have stellar content. You still need to have good images. You still need to have compelling captions. You still need to be talking about products that people actually want to see. You still need to be talking with the people at the party, okay? Scheduling, posting, and ghosting is what we call that, okay? Just scheduling your post is not going to do anything. It might get you a few orders, but people are not going to book a party because they didn't build a relationship with you if you're like not commenting at all. All right. So we need to make sure that we're not doing that. Okay. Just scheduling your post as like one very small step in successful virtual parties. Okay. Another one, and I added one. I told you guys I added one. So another one is Facebook parties are easy. Just copy and paste what I do. Okay. How many of you have attempted to recruit someone or sponsor someone with that language, or you're recruited with that language too? Okay. It's so easy. Like just copy and paste what I do. Again, bad recruiting language is what we've got here. Okay. Yes, you can copy and paste in the beginning. Absolutely. I recommend it. In fact, I told my team, I'm like, listen, for 90 days, you're going to copy and paste what I do because this is training, right? But after that, guys, we have to start thinking like a business owner. We have to start actually making incremental improvements. We have to look at our data. Like I said, bring the data, not the drama, right? We have to look at the data and say, how can I improve? What can I change? What's not working? What is working? And that's not copy paste. That is actually thinking like a business owner. So yes, Facebook parties are easy in the sense that you can schedule your posts, you can work in your PJs, you don't even have to wear pants if you don't want to, right? Unless you're going live and they can see the bottom of your screen. You can do whatever you want. So in that sense, yes, they are easy. And because Facebook, it's a great way to expand your team. It's a great way to expand your warm market outside of your local area. So in that sense, yes, it is easy, but there are still some strategic business decisions that we have to make and some strategic business changes that we have to make, okay? We have to constantly be testing and tweaking and improving. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere, friends. It's not going to go anywhere. Copying and pasting, yes, it's easy. Okay, it's easy, but you end up with a Frankenstein. I call this a Frankenstein party content. You end up with Frankenstein host coaching, booking scripts, all the things. You have to actually make some decisions and kind of dig into the data and figure out what's going on. And then the other one that I thought of that I did not include, so you get a bonus number 5, is that, this is one of my favorites, is that using third-party schedulers puts you in Facebook jail. Guys, I have met with owners of third-party schedulers, guys. the like gauntlet of things that they have to go to get approved to schedule stuff on Facebook. Okay. Or another one is, well, if you use a third-party scheduler, then your posts don't get seen as often. Okay, guys, doesn't make any sense. All right. If Facebook allows them, approves them to be a third-party scheduler, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. They have to go through a whole approval process. Does Facebook want to keep you on the platform? Absolutely. Is that the most efficient use of your time? Probably not. So I highly recommend using third-party schedulers because you can easily regurgitate, you can easily repurpose your content for multiple parties, right? You can repurpose your content from year to year easily in your VIP group, on your business page, even on Instagram. So don't be afraid of using those. I use them for years. I don't use them now just because I don't necessarily need them. I'm not doing the same content every single week, right? And it's just easier for my team and I to go into the Meta Suite and just do our things. But guys, like if I was still in the field, I would totally be using a third-party scheduler. Now, are there glitches? Every single time, okay? Yes, expect the glitches. Okay, this is technology. This is technology, friends. Okay. All right. This is technology. There's going to be glitches. When it was, when I was in the field, there were always changes happening. Guys, expect Facebook to change. Expect Instagram to change. Expect TikTok, YouTube to change. Everything's going to shift with user behavior. Everything's going to shift at given points in time. Don't panic. Don't panic. All right. Or my favorite, another one. Facebook parties are dead. I'm going to do a whole training on this one. Facebook parties are dead. Guys, that could be the furthest thing from the truth. And I know there are specific companies out there that are pushing this message, and it is it is not okay. Okay, it is not okay because that is not the truth. So guys, just seriously, focus on truth. When you're thinking about your parties, I want you to focus on truth. I want you to focus on what you actually know. What can you control? What can you change? What can you do to fix the problems that you're seeing in your business. Don't just default to, well, I ended up doing, this happened because this, or this happened because that, or whatever. And definitely don't use this stuff in your recruiting or your booking messages, friends. Okay. Let's be honest with our hostesses. Hey, it's going to take you a little bit of effort to get this, to get the rewards. Hey, we're going to work together and I'm going to help you do those things. Not, it's going to be so easy. All you have to do is take that out, guys. Take that out. Okay. And I think that's it, friends. I will see you soon. Bye, guys.